James Harden wants out of the Philadelphia 76ers, but the question is, how does he even get out of there? So, it's no news. James Harden, he wants to be a part of the Los Angeles Clippers, and this was reported by Sam Amick from The Athletic as of last Thursday. James Harden, he unexpectedly picked up his 35.6 player option this free agency with the intention of being traded specifically to the LA Clippers, back home in LA. How does he get there though? They have no assets besides Trey Mann. Now logically you would think the only way the Clippers would be able to get a guy like James Harden with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who they want to keep in this scenario, is by doing a 3-team trade that would involve picks and I guess Trey Mann. I mean, that's their best asset that they have besides PG and Kawhi. But even then, it's going to be really hard. And it doesn't even matter if this is a contract year for James Harden, because it's the later parts of his career. He's still valued as an all-star level guy. He's not that MVP caliber player that he once was. He's coming to the later parts of his career. I mean, for crying out loud, James Harden, he's 33. I don't know, teams aren't going to be willing to just throw out future assets for a guy like James Harden at this current point in time. And I do find it kind of amusing that James Harden did pick up his player option, because Philadelphia have all the leverage here to keep him or trade him. James Harden literally has no say in where he wants to go. Think about it. There's not many teams out there who would even be willing to trade for a guy like James Harden who have assets. Let's think of the teams. I mean, the Knicks have plenty of assets, but they just had a great season with Randall Brunson, RJ Barrett. Do they really want to bring in a 33-year-old James Harden? I don't think he's the difference maker there. Then Miami. Again, they have a guy like Jimmy Butler, and Tyler Hero, before he got injured, was killing it. Would you give up a young asset like a guy like Tyler Hero for James Harden, who's on his way out? And honestly, if Tyler Hero was on that organization, was healthy, who's to say that they wouldn't be competing further for NBA championships? I mean, they just competed against Denver. Maybe with Hero, he's the difference maker, especially with his attitude towards the game. Even further, Charlotte Hornets. I don't think James Harden's that veteran you would necessarily want next to a guy like LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, and their current situation with all those guys. Even James Bouknight. You want a guy who can kind of be more of a leader, and I don't think James Harden, based off his history and we all know he loves the nightlife, so I don't think bringing in a guy like James Harden is the most viable option for the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, yes, James could probably end up at a less luring city like Minnesota or like Utah, but then again, you already know he won't want to be there, so why would a team like that trade for him if he doesn't even want to come back to the Philadelphia 76ers, who are still in that window to compete for a championship? And look, Philly can do exactly what they did to Ben Simmons, because they can hold on to James for as long as they want. Even if he refuses to pay, it's not a win-win for him. He's killing his chance to get traded in a sense, because he's not playing, he's not healthy, he's not putting up numbers. Teams aren't going to look at James Harden without playing the game and think, oh yeah, you're the difference maker, we're going to trade for you, if they're not already doing that with James Harden coming off a playoff performance. But then again, it's also a lose-lose for the Philadelphia 76ers, because without the certainty of bringing back James Harden, they don't know how to build a team around Joel and Tyrese Maxey for the future. I mean, they signed Mo Bamba, they signed Pat Bev, but those guys aren't going to push them over the edge to further compete. And this was going to be the offseason that Philadelphia would take that next step, but they're kind of relying on James Harden coming back or leaving. But then again, it's too hard for him to leave, because he only wants to go to the LA Clippers, and they only have Trey Mann to give, and some picks probably. But with that all being said, let us know where you guys think James Harden will end up this offseason. Is he going to stay at the Philadelphia 76ers, or is he on his way home to LA?